Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to the channel. And I am here with a story time. This story time is about when I was actually scammed, really, as a notary. This will be a cautionary tale to you, and you will hear what happened, what went wrong, and also I'm interested in the comments below if you can tell me what you might have done differently to kind of avoid this situation. So before we get started, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Sia B. I do videos on a number of different topics, including being a mobile and online notary. And that's what this is about today. So, y'all, I got hoodwinked, I got scammed, I got bamboozled, all the stuff that Malcolm X warned us about. That's what happened to me when I performed an online notarization. Let me set the scene. So I get business from a particular company that will feed kind of customers to me, and they set up the customers, set up the time, set up the they'll upload the documents, etc. Right? Right. So I got on, and there was one particular customer who I got on. He answered the questions as he was supposed to. It was a real estate transaction. I say hello, do some opening banter. I ask the mandatory questions. I say, hey, are you participating in this notarization of your own free will? Are you blah, 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 blah. So cool. He answered the questions fine. Then we completed the transaction. He was able to carry out the everything I asked him to do. We closed out the transaction, and that was it. So you say, okay, that didn't sound like some type of scam or fraudulent transaction. Hold on. Okay. So the company that feeds me this business, I actually wasn't expecting this particular signing to come through. But sometimes if another notary can't fill it, it'll come to me. So it came to me. Okay, I did the transaction. Everything seems fine. Later on that evening, I get a call from the dispatcher who says, hey, was there anything unusual about the signer, Mr. Skippy? And I say, not that I recall. I don't think so. Then they said, well, listen, did he seem coherent? Did he seem lucid? And I said, he did. To me, he did. And they said, okay, well, listen, someone was on, a notary was on, it rang through to her. The signer's son was sitting beside him. Okay, this is before my call. The signer's son was sitting before him, and she asked the questions. The signer was having trouble, and the notary at that point said, hey, listen, I'm not sure if dad is able to. And the son says, well, my dad has dementia, so I'm gonna have to help him with this. And she said, oh no, you won't. We will not continue, so we will end this call. They ended that call. Then the son said, oh, well, I got to let this has got to happen. So what happened was he props dad up in front of the computer, I guess feeds dad the information, the answers. He's off camera by the time it rings through to me. Okay. So they said, let me try it again with some unsuspecting notary. Okay. It rings through to me, and the son, who I did not hear or I did not see, I guess kind of coached dad before he got on the call, and bada bing, bada boom, we did the transaction. So the person who, the company that I work with said, hey, did he seem unusual? No. And I said, no, not to me. They were like, the notary before you said that the son said he had dementia. I said, oh, I had no signs of that at all. And they said, well, we reviewed the tape, and according to us, there was no way you would have known that he had dementia. He answered your questions. He seemed to be with it. He interacted with you in an appropriate or an expected way. So, okay. So I said to myself, Lord, have mercy. Now, do I add that to my questions that I ask each signer before the signing process? Are you participating in this transaction of your own free will? Do you understand the contents of the documents? And do you have dementia? No, I can't ask that. However, I feel like I want to ask that because that is a real tough situation to end up. Now, it ended up that I didn't get in trouble because according to, and it was video, thank goodness, they could see that I'd done my due diligence as far as I could with that particular signer. But I want this to be a cautionary tale, especially when we have the more mature signers that come before us. What I typically do is I have a little bit more conversation than I would ordinarily, just kind of, and it would be something kind of topical, not like I'm not drilling them on today's events. However, it might be something like, oh, how's the weather where you are? Something just to kind of get what, as to kind of what their state of mind is. So I don't know what I could have done differently in order to prevent that mishap. Comment below if you can think of anything else I could have done differently or anything that you do in order to make sure that you know that the signers are lucid. So that was it. That's story time for today. Stay tuned. The next story time is when I ended up in court due to a notarization, and I'll post that video soon as well. So until next time, though, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. If you have any questions, please put them below. And until next time, happy signing. Bye.